Hey guys, welcome back. Reese and Ben here, Pursuing the Arts. And today in the video, we're getting back to studying some more techniques from Le Jeu de la Hache, the play of the axe. So in this one, we got to explore a very interesting technique which makes use of the dag. So the dag is that top spike on the axe. So in the previous videos, we've shown various techniques for disarming your opponent with the crochet, the tail, and the craw. In this one, we use the dag.
Interestingly enough, this technique is suggested to be used against somebody that is a competent axe player that comes at you with their tail forward.
As you guys will see now.
Paragraph 19. If he is an axe player and he advances with the tail of his axe forward, you must try whether a blow with your dag given behind his hand could make him lose the grip of one hand on his axe. And if you can do this, you can unleash on him whatever blow seems good to you. Paragraph 20. If you fail, you must try to thrust him in the face with the tail to make him raise the tail of his axe. And if you can get it crossed against yours, you can draw back the tail of your axe, hitting against the side of his with the hammer. Or, you can, stepping back, hit with the hammer to his head. Now Ben will demonstrate the footwork with this technique.
Alright guys, that concludes the video. We really appreciate you guys watching as always. Right now we're going to just discuss a little bit about what we learned through performing these techniques. So paragraph 19 was the first one, and that was where you just use the dag against their lower hand, holding the cue, and to disarm them. So that was pretty straightforward, but it's very interesting to see the dag used that way. You know, we typically think of a dag just for a thrusting implement as part of the weapon, but the more we learn through this, he gives us more and more options to deal with said axe techniques. So, like I said in the beginning, where we had the crochet, you break against their thumb by hitting the back of the axe, you use the tail, using the craw, and now the dag. So using all elements of the axe to break that grip.
What I found most useful with this is using the dag. On an axe that has a longer dag, obviously you'd have a longer target area to hit, but even having the short dag that we have on our trainers, I could get a pretty powerful hit with it, but it also stopped me from getting hung up because I wasn't hitting with the cross of the axe or the maul of the axe where I might get behind his hand and get caught. So if I landed and the technique does not work, as you see in the video, and I have to do something different, my axe isn't caught on his hand when I try to withdraw to transition to something different. So it allows me a good powerful blow, but also gives me the ability to escape when I need to.
Yeah, and then from there, often through the treatise, they say, you know, do a tour de bras or otherwise. So we experimented, being that the dag is forward, it makes it pretty simple just to thrust forward and into my armpit. And then of course, from there, disarming me, he can then follow up with a tour de bras or otherwise. So, you know, when the objective is to disarm your opponent so where they're no longer a threat, they can't use that end. That buys you time to come in with that maul or what have you. So then the second part is if, of course, you fail. So within the Jeu de la Hache, he mentions all the time that if you were to fail, return to your guard and otherwise. So this next one was where if you were to fail, then you present a threat with the tail of your axe towards his face. Obviously, having a tail in my face makes you want to, not be there. So I'm going to bring that high up, and in that motion from doing so, when I'm pushing out, momentum's going forward, and then he were to simply, tail back and strike at me.
Yeah, it's interesting. This part of the technique, the thrust doesn't seem to be the actual goal. The thrust is mostly to create an opening so that you can either strike the back of their axe with the hammer of yours and try to make them lose it again, or to step back to the position you were in to open a line so you can hit them in the head with your hammer as well. Either version works out great and takes advantage of their movement, creating that opening.
Yeah, and the first part of that is where you use the crochet, or the maul, to beat against the back of my axe, right? We know, we talked about this in previous videos, the thumb is going to be weaker. So when that gets off, he has the ability to come in with something else. And another one was it gives you options, so where if you want to step back, you do a tour de bras. So the important thing with this one is that when you take a step back, that gives you the power necessary to deliver a full strike with tour de bras. So he hit the back of my head, which is obviously a more critical area to hit. And even with the simulators we have, the polypropylene ones we got, it rocked me pretty hard. So I have no doubt that would totally end me, as it were.
Would definitely not be fun with a steel axe.
No. So I hope that never is to be the case. So, but yeah, that's what we learned along the way, guys. Really appreciate you guys watching. Hope you guys learned a thing or two along the way, same as us. And we look forward to producing more content to come, covering more interpretations with Le Jeu de la Hache. Special thanks to our Patreon supporters. You guys are truly awesome for keeping the channel alive. We greatly appreciate it, and helping us to improve the channel. So, with that said, we thank you very much, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care.